I am making friends with the mooch in case Trump tries to send me to Gitmo. That's what I want to know. I got a pal on the inside.
I'm going to bring you some Mexico when you get to Gitmo.
No, let me tell you.
It looked like a hemorrhoid, surprisingly.
Okay. Anthony, if you could redo one thing while you were at the White House, what would it be?
That's a good question. Probably the Ryan Lizard call. I probably wouldn't have had that one.
Right. But you, in 10 days, you actually...
11.
9,000 seconds.
Sorry.
I jibbed me at 9.1% of my federal career.
But,
it wasn't as long as Frum's
But it's
career,
not how long you're there.
Meaningful.
It's how much you accomplish. You know, you can't get it.
Hey, let me tell you something. Did we knock out a lot of the leakers and a lot of the unnecessary internecine warfare? We definitely did that.
In the American...
The two biggest leakers got knocked out with me.
In the American Revolution, George Washington only fought 9 battles, and he only won 3 of them. Deal with that.
Amen.
Amen.
3 snaps.
Richard Haass, what will U.S. global leadership look like post-Trump? Oh, if there is ever such a thing.
It's actually a good question. The issue of whether Trump's an aberration or whether he's a trend, and to what extent Trumpism is there. And I worry about that a little bit. I mean, he's an extreme
feature
version.
or a glitch.
Exactly.
Right?
And what comes next. And also, whoever comes next, they're not going to inherit the world that he inherited. It's going to be a world that's been degraded. It's going to be a tough job when you come after him. And the country, it's not clear to me, is ready to play the sort of role that we historically have.
Okay.
We're allowed time for rebuttal?
Yes, of course. Rebut.
Oh, I mean, I see it differently. I think that the world, the economic engine of the United States, I mean, we have a real shot now to double the economy in 18 years. We can clip away at 3% growth. It'll eliminate a lot of the entitlement issues that we have. I think we're going to bolster
eliminate entitlement issues, meaning...
Yeah, well, you have a $17 trillion
so
economy
much money
now.
That...
Yeah, when you get it to $34 trillion, it'll take...
34?
Yeah, you'll
double or...
in 18 years if you grow at 3%.
I
can teach you the math.
Years. Well, yeah. No, I
mean, you're going to double.
I went
the
to
economy.
Cornell, you know.
Yeah, I know.
That's Ivy League.
But you're not.
We used to play each other in football.
But I don't see a calculator out here. But
Can we rebut the rebuttal?
Yes, please.
Let me just finish.
It's called a debate show.
The nation will be stronger. And
but
I also
18
think
years,
that
who the fuck knows what's going to be going on in 18
you'll
years? That's such a ridiculous...
You'll be here telling these jokes.
I think what today...
Sure,
I hope so.
Yeah,
what today's show...
I'll be 80, but I hope I will be.
You're going to have a lot more beachfront property on that hairline.
What we're going to see...
There'll be beachfront property in Nebraska because of his environmental policy.
Yeah.
That's where the beachfront property will be.
I give you that one.
All right.
You'll give me that one.
We have a problem.
Yeah, it's destroying the earth.
We have a problem with the environment. It's not just him, though.
Okay,
Richard,
it's
the whole. You don't think it's China?
Interest rates are going up, in part because the tax cut was deeper than it needed to be, in part because the economy was already growing okay. The debt is going to skyrocket, which is going to force rates up. We're already seeing wages going up, causing, again, the Fed to raise rates. What this is going to do is slow the economy, and what this is going to do, I think, is ultimately create a crisis. You know, we're about climate change. The other big crisis, our debt. We're going to have to raise the rates significantly to fund our debt. There's no way we are going to grow out of this.
$13 trillion of it.
No, yeah, but that was a big difference.
Prosecuted 2 unnecessary wars.
Big difference when you're coming out of a crisis like 2007-8. Right now, we're creating the crisis.
It is amazing when you guys are...
You're not acknowledging the fact that there's been 13... You're not acknowledging that there's a bipartisan indictment on the table. There's a $13 trillion of debt was added over the last 9 years.
And you just added another. I mean, when you guys are out of power, we cannot spend a nickel. As soon as you get into power, it's like just write the checks.
Richard,
I don't get that.
Richard knows that the pay-as-you-go legislation that he put in place in the George Bush 1 administration.
He put it.
Blame it on you.
I didn't know I had that kind of...
Okay, well, Darman did it. Darman came up with the pay-as-you-go legislation.
This is a helpful
started
point
to right-side the budget.
We shouldn't be talking about this as if there's you guys, as if there's 2 parties here. The Republican Party is a broken party, and there are people who have served the Republican Party that was, and there are people who are volunteering to serve the Republican Party that will be. But it is not to say that when, as Anthony said, when he denigrated the past Republican presidents, it is important to understand that something new is taking the place of the Republican Party that Richard knew and I knew.
There are definitely
I'm indicting both sides. I'm not denigrating the past Republican presidents. You racked up $20 trillion of debt on the American people. You think the swamp is a really good business model for the American people?
I think
17 years of war,
How is that
50,000
swamp
calories.
How's that swamp?
I don't think it's drainable.
You don't think
I think it's a gold-plated hot tub, bro.
When
I
Trump
don't think
people
it's
say
drainable.
the swamp, they mean the rule of law.
So when he says, I'm going to drain
That's
the
right.
swamp, it was another lie.
No, I don't think it was a lie. I think it was an ambition. I think when he's gotten down
You'd have
there.
to agree
No.
with that. He's a liar. You have to agree.
Raise
He
your,
lied.
raise your hand in the room.
But like-
raise your hand in the room if you've never told a lie.
No,
Go
but
ahead, raise
but-
your hand in the room.
But like not like
I guess
6 a
Frum
day
is the
when you're
only person,
president.
but
I mean,
raise your hand in the room.
But wait,
You've never told a lie.
Okay, but that's not. Come on, that's not an answer.
Come on,
You know
come on.
that's
You know
not
he's
an
a
answer.
sales guy.
A sales guy.
He's been a
That's
sales
right.
guy his whole
but
life.
when you're president,
And so,
but again, it's not New York.
you don't like the fact
This is
that
not-
he's
not
a
selling a
non-presidential
condo.
president.
He's the
That's how he won the
president.
We're not
election.
going to solve
That's how he won the
crime
election.
problem
just take
tonight.
it as normal that
He's
he
gonna lie,
lies
lie,
so
lie,
routinely.
lie.
Like
I'm
as
not.
soon as the State of the Union was over, he said it's the
Okay,
greatest
other
ratings
presidents-
ever.
right. The other
And it-
presidents didn't lie. The other
Not like
politicians
that.
didn't lie.
Not like that.
God.
Not like that.
Guys, you're living in a normative world.
What you
Deal with the
accept
world the way
says
it
who
is.
you are. What you accept says who you are. And
He's like.
I think one of the peculiar
You're-
and unexpected gifts of Donald Trump is that he has taught a lot of people to understand both the preciousness of truth and also the need to defend institutions like the FBI and the CIA. Maybe they wouldn't have gotten the big applause that they got tonight in this room. I think probably 3 years ago or 4 years ago, if you told the people in this room that Edward Snowden and Julian Assange were not heroes, they might think differently. I think now we all understand better. We understand who
Right.
they were working for, what they were working to accomplish,
Well-
and we see it in front of us now.
I wouldn't lump them together quite that way.
Well.
Julian Assange is a little different than the other guy. And Julian Assange somehow did get a little too in with Russia.
And very close to the Trump campaign.
I'm not sure that
Your
Snowden
anger towards
is just-
Trump is clouding your judgment, by the way. But a good anger management class would help you
that's-
think a little more.
I-
That is such a Michael Corleone line.
No, but it is.
It is. It's Godfather 3. Your anger is, don't let your anger cloud your
Clouding your
judgment.
judgment.
No, really.
But I still believe no one is above
every-
the
Look at
law,
your face.
and that includes the
And
president.
don't let your anger cloud your judgment, but don't let your ambitions also cloud your judgment.
Well,
What does that even mean, though? You're talking about my ambition? What are you talking about? I've already lived a great life. What are you talking about? I went in there to try to serve the country and help the middle and lower middle class people that are struggling in this country.
It was
you got to wake up, brother.
It was Donald Trump.
You're living in like an ivory tower. You got to
It was
snap
Donald
out
Trump.
of it.
It was
Snap
Donald
out
Trump.
of it, man.
You only had
Drop
to
the
read the New
anger.
York Post.
You should get some of the Mexicone thing as a suppository and you drop the anger.
Only
That's what you should do.
you could climb the.
You're like
Mexican?
you're like a mean guy.
a mean guy. Well, okay.
I'm not a weak guy.
No, but you're mean and you're angry.
You
are.
It's so Canadian to be that
are.
way.
And-
Let me move on. Donna Brazile, aside from we're not Trump, the Democrats have been completely unable to craft a simple, clear, appealing message to voters. What is it going to take for Democrats to wake up to this?
We want an economy that works for everyone. Period. I mean, we want an economy that works for every American, especially those Americans who are still struggling. And by the way, it is Black History Month.
Yes.
Black unemployment went up a little bit. I want to just say something to the president. If you get him on the phone tomorrow, stop, leave us alone. It was under President Obama, it started going down, it kept going down, it kept going down, it ticked back up, so just leave us alone.
The end of my show last week was all about how he picks fights with black people. And I
Yeah,
got a
leave us
long
alone.
list of
Leave
black-
us alone.
Do you think he picks fights with
Leave-
black people? And then on cue, he did it with Jay-Z. But I had a list this long from Colin Kaepernick and Obama and on down.
Yeah.
He does seem to, the war widow, he seems to
Leave-
purposely
Does he get
pick
Black
fights
History
with
Month.
black
Get any,
people.
One-
does he
one
get any
month.
credit
Just
for
1 month.
sitting with the Rainbow Coalition 25 years ago and getting the? Well, he doesn't. Obviously.
I don't, you have to refresh my memory. What, 25 years ago, what did he do?
Yeah, he was part of Jesse Jackson's Rainbow
Remember
Coalition. that
Janet
helped to
Jackson?
get the
What have you done
stock
for us
market
lately?
Closed.
Nope.
Yeah, just asking.
But he
The
was
answer-
also the guy who...
The answer from this audience is
I
no.
like
but
my
not
brother
accept-
sitting next
the
to me.
Reverend Jesse
Look,
was
I
one of the
love Reverend
auditory
Jackson,
closed.
but look, this is not
death
about-
penalty for the Central Park Five,
about
even
the
though they
fact,
were
you know, I mean,
innocent.
it's
then.
But does he
emotional
get credit
crowd, and you
for
guys are very
discriminating
emotional.
against blacks
And
who
let's
wanted to,
talk about the
get an
facts.
apartment in the Trump
He helped
building?
get the-
Oh,
he
come
helped-
on.
come on.
I don't remember
Anthony,
that. I
Anthony,
remember the
don't
Central Park
defend the
Five. I
indefensible.
remember the Central Park Five when he went after them, even after they
not-
were innocent. And one of them-
Anthony,
Hey,
make
Donna,
a
we know
statement
each other
about
a
our
long
country.
time. I'm a very
This is
balanced
about our
guy.
country.
I'm
This
not
is about
here to
our
defend
country.
anything.
You are.
I'll call
not
balls
here-
and strikes as I see them. Ask me the question.
I
I'll
want
call
to
the
know
balls
what
and strikes
drug
as I
you're
see
on,
'em.
because you are.
I'm on the Michael Corleone drug.
Michael, he is very Michael Corleone.
Yeah.
He doesn't raise his voice. He's a quiet killer.
Yeah. A little bit too honest, though. I'm not like
Right.
the typical backstabbing Washingtonian.
Well, I'm
Right.
like Tina Turner. I'm a private dancer, baby, but I don't dance for that kind of money. Okay, I'm so sorry.
Well, there's an after party, Don. I'm going to try to get you to dance.
I'm not going to go there.
All right.
There's an after party.
All right.
By the way,
Time for me to suck my own cock. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a good night.
I don't think you can do it. I'll take the under.